Everybody, it is Wednesday night. Time for Wednesday Night Live here at Shane Flynn Outdoors. I'm glad you took a few minutes to come in, and it always takes a couple minutes for people to come in. So I'll hang tight. We'll have an update on the smallmouth bass tournament as soon as we start getting people filing in. And we did have some updates. We got quite a few fish came in over the week, some big ones. So the smallmouth anglers are out there getting after it for sure. So also right after this live, I have a video premiering on the YouTube channel. You can watch it on YouTube and Facebook with the latest episode that I have out for this week. So pretty good. Hey, Big Bait Posse, thanks for stopping in. Seen a few fish from you this week, or at least one anyway. Mike Pendleton, thanks for stopping in. RWA, the biggest smile in YouTube right there. Russell's always smiling. Yeah, I got quite a few updates, and we'll give it a few minutes here and let people start coming in before they'll throw the spreadsheet up. So it's it seems like the smallmouth got to be biting because there's been some nice ones caught. So I'm sure that Mike and you and your crew are tearing them up down there on the rivers. But a lot of fish coming in. Hey, Lindia, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you, Captain Lindia. I hope it's cool down in Florida. It's cool in Virginia right now. We got a cool down, and it's been nice. It's been nice, but it was hot right up until Monday. So I mean, it was smoking. I was out on the lake, melting. It seemed like so. We'll give it just a couple more minutes for folks to come in. Right after this, folks. Hey Gary, right after this, my this week's video episode premieres. So if you want to stay tuned, it's only about a 10-minute watch. Nicole, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. We talk about pattern bass fishing. Trying to get some good content out there for you guys. I think it'll be a pretty good episode. Rainy and humid. Isn't that Florida though? This time of year. Oh, okay. Getting a few still hot and they're still slow. Late this month and October will be fire. Yeah. It's always October is always good small. It's good bass fishing, period. Hey Bob, thanks for stopping in. I'm gonna guess that's either your son or your grandson. So appreciate you jumping in here. We'll get the spreadsheet up in just a couple minutes. Yeah, Lindy, I know it is. It's that time of year. Nicole, I haven't seen bass from you. I'm getting worried. I shouldn't say I'm getting worried because you always turn something in. Always turn something in. So we got 10 folks in here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up for the first time. Hey, Spaceman, good to see you. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well out on the West Coast. Let's throw the spreadsheet up one time real quick. Show you where we're at. I'll show it a few more times. Make sure I got it sorted correctly. I do. Do this right here. Bam. And we got some changes on the leaderboard. Mike Pendleton, you have moved up into first place by 1.5 inches right now. Chris Bogley is still keeping it real at 53 inches. And Bass Hunter is at 52.5. And Bob Bianchi, 51.5. And he's got the big fish so far. He's got a 19.25. And then Mike from Reese Like That Life, he's in there. James, got some few in there. And Brian Pache sent me he said, here's my participation bass today. I'm sure he'll catch another one. He's been busy out there. He's got young ones he has to take care of too. So I'm sure he'll get out a few more times. So that's where we're at right now. And I'll share this a couple more times before the night is over. What? Been carp fishing. Okay, you haven't been down yet. Oh yeah, then the Dale. I got you, Nicole. The okay, the pics of your son. Good. Spaceman, I know what you mean. Busy, busy. It's been busy, busy for me here lately too. But um, I've been I did get out on the water quite a bit this last week. Like I said, for those that are just coming in right after this, I have my new episode coming out for this week. So if you want to stay tuned, it's about 10 minutes. I got some really good content over the last week. So this ends on the 19th, correct, Spaceman? You got plenty of time. Nathan Cross, thanks for stopping in. So I kind of did. I'm releasing these episodes in the next few weeks. Like I said, I got some good content. The one tonight's on pattern bass fishing, but I think next week or the following week I hadn't decided how I'm going to release it. But I hooked into the biggest bass that I had in Virginia. I didn't get any boat. I didn't get. I'll spoil that, but it was shocking how easily he snapped my line. I got him up to the boat, but it was a monster. And you guys, if you watch, most of you watch my channel, I catch 8 and 9 pounders pretty consistently. This was much bigger than that. So they don't have big smallmouth in Indiana. I mean, I see Mike L. He throws some big ones out there. Oh, in the lakes is what you're saying. Spaceman, if you got to get out you got to get out on the lake if you ain't been out since June. Get out there if you can. Speaking of Mike, who catches big bass, big smallmouth in Indiana, Nicole. Oh no, Dale Hollow. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, nice big bass, Bob. That is a really good bass. I want to say I can't remember last year what the big bass was, but I do remember. It's 20 and a quarter. I think Bass Hunter got a 20 and a quarter last year. If I remember correctly, because he ended up winning it last year, the smallmouth tournament. And by the way, Mike, I'm looking forward to the Topwater Challenge. But I'm just gonna be honest with you, I ain't caught squat on a topwater in about a month. So maybe they'll start turning on this next week. So I'm in the Reese Life RLDL Topwater Challenge. The first year he held it. I actually won that. Last year I didn't even turn it. I don't think I turned in a fish last year. It just it's all about timing in topwater. So, but I'm looking forward to it for sure. Definitely looking forward to it. Just looking to make sure I got everybody in here. So let me show this spreadsheet. We've been here about 8 minutes. Give it another minute or two. And I do not want to contact StreamYard. So also, I do have a few folks that signed up for the team tournament. I'm going to put a little bit of advertisement out on Facebook this next week. I usually spend a few dollars, $50 advertising on Facebook for our tournaments. Actually, I don't have to, but for the team tournament's not something that's as big as some of the other tournaments. So I will definitely do that. I think we're at 5 teams now, and like I said, we got to get to 15. So I think we'll get there. I just confirmed with Omnia they're good for sponsorship. I'm signed up for 6 tournaments with an option of 7 and 8. We're not going to get to 7 and 8 this year. I mean, we got them so long. It's yeah, Lindy, I know you're in. We just don't have enough time a year to burn 8 tournaments and get a lot of participation because, as you know, even the team tournament, people get into deer hunting and hunting season becomes a factor, right? So people put the rods down, pick up the bows and the rifles and the black powder rifles and get after it. And I used to do a lot of that, but I love to fish more than that. Hey, Bass Hunter, thanks for stopping in. Hey, Bass Hunter, we were just talking about you caught the big bass last year in the smallmouth tournament. You remember what it was? Yeah, Kenneth, I got you. Yeah, I think, like I said, we're up to 5. If you everybody go ahead and send me an email if you're going to jump in. I think my brain's fixing to turn 53 in a few weeks, so I do forget stuff. So when you get a chance to shoot me an email, but for the most part, I know I got 5, maybe 6 teams already signed in. So Bass Hunter, you just jumped in here, so let me throw up the spreadsheet another time for you. Your entry 17.5. I have a 17.5 not entered. Uh-oh. Let me look here. I missed one then. Uh-oh. Let's change it right here. Let's change it live on the leaderboard. I'm going to change it. It didn't make any difference in the place, but it does make a difference in the measurement because we got a long way to go. Invite. Share that spreadsheet one more time. Maybe 2 more times before it's all over. There we go. With an update. 17.25. So it gives Fogley's keeping it real. And Bass Hunter tied in 3rd place. So as it stands right now, if that was the final, the big bass would go to Bogley. But plenty of time. That would be the tiebreaker. The biggest bass would be the tiebreaker. Plenty of time to change that for sure. So that's where we're standing right now. Again, I'll throw it out there one more time. And for you guys that just came in, I was telling everybody right after this at 9, 20.5 was what his big bass was. I knew it was 20 or 20 and a quarter. I knew it was in the 20s. And it was a nice one too. Right after this, my weekly episode will premiere. If you guys want to jump in and catch that, it's about 10 minutes long, and it's on catching patterns of bass fishing. So, and I put a few fish in the boat. I try to anyway. So, if you're interested in jumping up here, I always forget to do this. Anybody wants to jump up, just click on the link. Nathan, yeah, Nate, that's a good point. Hey, Russell Gardner, if anyone wants to jump up here, just click on the link, and I'll let you join me up here. Yeah, that's right, Nate. You did catch a 21 incher. I think you came in 3rd place. I could pull up last year's spreadsheet. It just I'd have too many spreadsheets up and put the wrong stuff up there. But I think you came in. You placed last year, Nate, right? If I remember correctly. You had a good day of smallmouth fishing, if I remember correctly, on the river. So I did see here locally in Virginia, Thomas Aarons from Fishing the DMV. He's got a podcast and a YouTube channel. Actually, I was one of his podcasts a week or 2 ago. He caught a 22-inch smallmouth on the river, Upper Potomac. I was like, "Whoo, that's a stud." That 22-inch smallmouth is a stud. I don't care where you catch it at. That's a good bass. I want to say it was right over 5 pounds, like 5 1/4 or something like that. Don't quote me on the weight, but I do remember he said it's 22 inches long, and he did catch it in a tournament, and it was the big bass. So, Russell, I was just talking about the team tournament. I think you're signed up, your daughter or your granddaughter, right? You can sign up again this year. If you haven't sent me an email, go ahead and do that. I think we're going to be good for it. So I'll make I'll tell a quick story why before we do the spreadsheet. All of you know I fish in an all electric bass boat. It's an aluminum low 1660. Nate's been in my boat. It's pretty decked out. I mean, it's decked out. The boat comes with the deck, and I've got it's set up just like a bass boat. I don't have a live well in it because I usually don't catch many fish, keep many fish. But I did have a 36 volt NT300 electric horsepower, 3 horsepower motor on the back of my boat. And I said did because I was going fishing. I guess sometime last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I can't remember what day it was. I was at the stoplight turning to go to the lake, and a guy rear-ended my boat, and he didn't hit it hard. Matter of fact, I didn't even know that he hit my truck. Only reason I knew he hit my boat. Only reason I knew he hit the boat is he got out. And he waved at me, and I came back, and he bent my motor. He broke my motor. So, yes, I'm still running those live time, Spaceman. So I was like, and he, by the way, nice man, wrote me a check for $1,100 right on the spot, and I put it on my phone, deposited my bank, gave him the check back right there, paid me the money. He was sorry. Just shit happens, right? So I have a spare motor, by the way, and I got it on the boat now. Not a spare NT300, but I have a spare 36 volt motor guide that I had before that. And that boat pushed me about 5.5. If I'm sitting in the boat right and the wind's not that bad, I get close to 6. So I just pondered on what to do. And you all know that I'm buying it. I've already bought a new boat shell, and I'm getting a custom boat made. I'm going to call it the Shockwave. So I was like, why don't I just go ahead and buy the motor? So I pondered. Gary from Gary's Fishtails, I've bent his ear forever. They make a motor, by the way, called Stealth. It's all electric. They make a 50 horsepower, a 50 horsepower, 75 horsepower. I think they make a 115. And boy, I almost bit the bullet and spent $17,000. It's $16,900 for the batteries and the motors for that boat. I mean, that's a lot for a motor. And that had planed the boat and pushed it 27, 20, maybe even 30 miles per hour, even the new boat. But I called the company, and they are new. They are new company. And I just did not feel comfortable spending that much money on a company that new. And they admitted they had some challenges, and the batteries were not what I was looking for. So, of course, I went to, I was going to go to a 20 horsepower Elco. And then I called the company. By the way, great company. If you're into electric motors, Elco, when you call them, they'll step you through everything. They'll say, you can't use this battery. What battery are you planning on using? They'll tell you exactly everything, where you don't have a flop when you get when you get the motor there. You can buy their batteries, but they are expensive. So I went ahead and purchased two 24 volt, 230 amp hour batteries. I got one today, 86 pounds. And I didn't buy the 20 horsepower because it draws 170 amps an hour. So I'd only get an hour and 15 minutes runtime at full throttle, and I wanted close to 2. So I went ahead and got the 14 horsepower. I sacrificed a mile per hour speed estimated by them, where I can run about 2 hours. So hopefully in the next few days, that'll be coming in. I am going to do a video on how I'm converting from that 36 volt to a 48 volt system and going from 12 volt batteries to 24 volt batteries, because it's not trivial. It's a lot to it. And by the way, you got to have different battery chargers. So you got about 24 volt battery charger. So there's a lot to it. But I went ahead and made the jump. And once I get my new boat, the Shockwave, all done up, I'll transfer that motor onto that, and I'll put 36 volt on that's there and sell it that way. Yeah. Yeah. Electric. So the electrics, Bob, there's no horsepower regulation on electric. It's just electric only. So I am sure once I put that 14 horsepower and I'm running 10 miles an hour across these lakes, people are going to think I'm running gas. I'll probably get a complaint or two, or someone's going to accuse me of running a gas motor. But there's some fast electric motors. I'm telling you, the Stealth motor will run 30 miles an hour. It's iffy to get out there. It's a new company. They don't have it perfected yet. I'm just not ready to risk it. Especially dropping 17K. That's a lot for a motor. I bet a 150 Merc isn't even that much, or close to that much. So, Bass Hunter, I'm surprised you don't have that. I know you got a lot of gas motors in Tennessee, but most of your water reservoirs around there, aren't they electric only? I'm sure there's a few. Here in Virginia, it's pretty prevalent. Georgia, Virginia, it's starting to get a lot in North Carolina. And it's just not worth me buying a bass boat. From my house, I think I've mentioned this many a times. From my house, within 30 minutes, I got 7 quality electric-only reservoirs I can fish, maybe 8, that I can go out and catch hammers in at any time. Oh, you don't have any? Wow, I didn't know that. It is it is nice to have these electric-only motors. You don't have a lot of, obviously you don't get jet skiers and pleasure boaters. It's all fishermen out there. That's what makes it nice for sure. So, hey, everybody, thanks for jumping in here. I'll throw up the spreadsheet again. Like I said, for you that just came in or came in the last few minutes, right after this live at 9 o'clock, I have a new episode coming out on. Okay, Bass Hunter, just got your email with the 17.25. I thought I might have had it right, or I didn't have it in there. Cranking and yanking, you can't hear me? How's my anybody else having issues hearing me? I'll wait for someone to just pop up. So, yeah, Bass Hunter, you got a lot of great rivers. You got to James, man, I love you, brother. Every yeah, okay, I got everybody can hear me fine. James was muted. And James, every time I see you, man, if you're not watching Cranking and Yanking, you're missing out. Great YouTube channel. He always starts it off, "Hey guys, old James." It just comes to my mind immediately. So, all right. Again, right after this, the next video is coming out at 9 o'clock. Let me throw up the spreadsheet one more time for everybody that just popped in. And I got the 17.25 corrected. Let me put the spreadsheet up though. You'd think I'd do this enough. I could do it in like 2 seconds, but you got to click so many things. All right, there we go. Mike is in first. Mike Pendleton, Big Bait Posse. River Fisherman Galore. I was just watching one of his latest episodes last night. Bogley's Keeping It Real at second place with the 19-inch tiebreaker between the two. Bass Hunter's tied at third. So there we are. Bob is right there. Bob, I mean, you get a. I mean, you're in the money with just another. You get a 17 or 18. You're going to be pushing up in there real quick. Mike, I know you're in here. You're sitting there just in what is that, fifth place? So you're sneaking up. You did turn in a few fish this week, so plenty of time, folks. We got 15 more days, over 2 more weeks for this. So don't panic. And I'm sure I'll start seeing some more fish come in from all these others down here. This young fella here is Soren Domar. He sent me like 7 emails. When's it starting? So I'm sure I'm sure he's got some fish. And Soren, if you're watching, I'm chomping at the bit to see him. Yeah, appreciate that, James. You good, folks. Hit the like before you jump out. Helps the old algorithm out a little bit. Hey, John Bandy, didn't see you. Thanks for stopping in. I love that Barney Fife logo. Kenneth, you got a new battery. That's awesome. By the way, I don't mention this. I need to mention this both of these before I forget. I got 2 great sponsors. I actually got more than 2, but 2 that we advertise. If you're getting a battery and you want to move over to, that's awesome, Mert. Good to see that. If you're wanting to move over to lithium, right now, one of the sponsors I have, LiTime Batteries, they have great batteries, and they're just as cheap, almost as cheap, or not, or maybe even as cheap as lead acid batteries. Half the weight, more than half the weight. A 100 amp hour battery weighs 21 pounds. A 100 amp hour battery in lead acid or AGM weighs 70 pounds. Cuts down the weight, and they last. LiTime batteries got a 5-year warranty. They're great batteries, and you can use the discount code that's scrolling across down at the bottom. I think it's Shane Flint without any space, and you get 8% off on top of whatever the sale is. So like a 100-hour battery right now, I think you can get for $238. You'd be hard pressed to find a lead acid battery for that much. So if you're thinking about moving to lithium, LiTime's great batteries. I've been using them now for 2 years. Not a lick of issue with them. And I did have some cheaper batteries from China that I bought on Amazon. You probably all seen the video. They sucked. Now they work great now. I mean, it took me 6 batteries trading them in to get some that work, but I've never had an issue with LiTime, and they're great batteries. So, and then by the way, Omnia has reached back out to me just today and wants to know what they can do for us next year. And I'd be curious to know, folks. I'm going to press for more money for prizes. send me an email, or even what you think now. I got a few minutes before 9 o'clock. Should we go to a 4th and 5th place, or should we make 1st, 2nd, and 3rd more money? What's you guys thinking? I don't. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to ask for more money either way. I'm going to ask for $500 a tournament, and we can spread it out differently. 250, 150, 100, or we can make 3rd place, because 3rd place is only $50, right? Bump up 3rd place and make a 50, 25 for 4th and 5th. I'm curious, what's your thoughts on it? I would love to, especially, that the summer 5-bass draw, we had so many entries. Now it's hard. We all know that's a hard tournament, but that's part of bass fishing. So spread it out. It's right, Kenneth. It's free, right? This is a free tournament, and give more money to more money to more people. That's what I'm really thinking. 4th and 5th. Tim Horton says 4th and 5th. So I'm going to hit that one. So James, if you're going to get the some batteries, go look at Lead Time and use that discount code. It'll help you. It says 6%. I think it's 8%. Bob, you're in 4th place in this tournament now. You're not biased, are you? I'm just kidding. Bump up. John says bump up 3rd, then small prizes for 4th and 5th. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yep. Spaceman, I know you do. I appreciate it, buddy. I really do. If you want 1 24-volt battery, John, if you want to go that route versus 2 24-volt, I'll tell you right now what it is, because I got the website up. Now, the one I bought was 230 amp hours, so you don't want that. A 24-volt, 100 amp hour is right now $445, and you can get 10% off that at Lead Time, or 8% off that with the discount code. So $445 for a 1 24 amp 100 amp hour battery, James. So I'm saying more for 1st through 3rd, because that's a lot of fish. And I keep you got a good point. Well, Nathan, if you use that at Omnia, you got the wrong. It's SFO 24. And if it's a Shimano reel or a Shimano rod, they don't do it for Shimano reels or Shimano rods. That's one of the 2 things they don't do. So and I've talked to him about that, but that Shimano rods and reels and St. Croix rods, they don't do them for that. Those are the only ones they can't honor with the discount code there at Omnia. So, all right, folks. Hey, Merp, I appreciate it. Spread the word. Appreciate you getting that out there. And folks, it's getting close to 9 o'clock. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back here next Wednesday night, same time, 8:30, and we'll have an update. We'll be getting closer to the end, and you guys have a nice evening. If you have time, please stop on over at the YouTube channel, or I'm having a premiere coming out right here at 9 o'clock. Thanks, everybody. Peace out. Have a good night. See you next week.